Hello everyone. Sire here. Thank you so much for joining me on the Trinity Stamps YouTube channel, creating a card using the new release of April. And we have three products right here. This is the add-on, and it's called the Gashaphon machine. It's the one with the claw. And then it comes down, it's all janky, and you try to get it to stuffed animal or something. And it usually doesn't work the first few times. So that's what we'll be playing with. We're creating one of these. There is the A2 size window box. It's a 3D card, so you would cut this out twice. I have an example right here. So this is my play example. So you would cut out this twice, and it allows you to create this 3D effect. And of course, then the windows are the sides and the front here. And this piece is what you would put in the center here, and you can have it a little bit higher if you want, but it allows you to place things in the middle. So you can put little strips of acetate, for example, and then it kind of goes in the middle. And when you close it, it can lay flat. It is an A2 size card. And so that's what this is. So what we're going to do is play with this and this to create a Gashaphon, a Gashi machine. And of course, you may have seen my previous card that I created just with the stuffies here, but I'm going to use the sentiments to tie this all in. I am not going to be creating a 3D card. I just want to show you what it's like just to use this on an A2 size card. So without waiting it too much longer, sit back, relax, and let's create a card. Let's start off with the A2 window box card here. I'm going to cut it off close to the edge because we only want the centerpiece. And if you have a little bit left there hanging over, you see a little fold line there, we'll just cut that right off because we just want that center piece, and it's roughly about 3 inches long. And then we will take that square window and cut in that little groove there. You can kind of see it's lifted. We're going to center that as best as you can and then cut it out. Now, we're going to keep the little frame as well because we're going to glue that back down. But for now, we'll just put everything to the side. And then we're going to grab the Gashaphon machine die, and we're going to start die cutting every piece in shades of teal and pink and white and black. So here we go, here's the white. And we're just going to die cut each little piece. There is instructions on how it's going to look, and you can check that out on the website. And I'm kind of following that, so I'm using that as inspiration to help me decide which colors I want to work with. I usually do that the first time, and then when you start getting familiar with how it's going to be built and how it looks, then you can get a little bit more creative because you know where everything is going to be. This is the coin slot spot, and it has this little teeny nub. I'm going to do some gluing here before I lose it, and it's just a darker shade of teal, and it makes it look like a little coin slot. And then we'll continue die cutting. Now we're into the black. These are the cables, the claw, and then I'm going to cut a little bit of that arm. I didn't cut the whole piece, just some of it. Most of it's going to be hidden. And then here are the rest of the pieces for that claw, and I believe we have the base. I'm not sure what the names of all these pieces are, but essentially we have the claw, the arm, the rectangle, the piece that looks like a nose, and a little plug. That's what I'm going to call them. So we'll glue the claws first, and I'm going to have mine wide open as if it's already caught one of the toys in the thing. I call this piece the nose. It almost looks like a top as well. And we'll glue that right in the center and then add this little black dot. And now we have our arm, or the claw, sorry. And then I'm not sure what this little piece is. I decided to keep it the same color just because I didn't really want to cut another piece. So it's kind of one piece. That's how and it kind of looks like a little plug, like almost like a cork. And there we go. And then what we'll do is we'll adhere the bar here. So this is that arm that comes down when you press the button. And then we'll glue that first. And then if you look at this rectangle piece, there's a flat side and a very tiny rounded side. So on the bottom there, you can kind of see it's like a very short rounded corner, and then the top. So the top flat goes on the top, and then the low rounded corners go at the bottom. And then that is that. We'll continue cutting by getting the buttons. The button comes in 3 little layers. It's very simple. The bottom layer, which is the darkest shade of teal, is the full size, and then you just glue each piece on top of each other, like at the top of that image. So you get less and less of each color. So you can kind of see that when I put that little light one on, now you have a light top, and then it makes it look like a 3D button there. I think the last piece we will do is cut the lever. So we have a white outline, and then we cut out all the little pieces. Before we cut out the balls, let's just start assembling. The first piece is this white little scallop border. We'll put that right at the top. Now, in this die set, there are little circles that you can use as lights. I did not bother cutting those, but they look quite nice at the top there. I'm just going to leave mine open. Now we're going to grab that small frame that we got at the very beginning from the A2 window box, and we're going to glue that right in the middle of this square frame that was from the Gashaphon machine. And you don't need to do this. It just kind of gives it a little bit more depth and more detail. Before we start gluing everything down, I am going to adhere a piece of acetate. I'm just going to roughly cut it, glue it down, and then we'll trim it off later. I am not going to be creating a shaker card, but this definitely would make a perfect shaker. But I have all these pieces that are kind of floating around, so I think it'd just be too much of a mess and things would start breaking. So I'm adding the plastic purely for aesthetics to make it look like it's actually a window. So we'll let that dry, and we'll continue on with the gluing of the pieces for the Gashaphon machine. This is the panel where the button and the lever will be going on, and it has this nice little scallop border bottom as well that ties in with the top one. And you just have these 3 layers in total. So the white is the shape, the perfect shape, and then the 2 pink layers are on top. And it kind of creates this little fun 3D shelf, and then it has a little dainty doily type decoration. Now let's glue that frame down. It should go right over top, creating this nice little frame for our machine. And then what I'm going to do is make sure that this platform is just over top of that frame. Right now it's a little low, it's just below it, and I didn't catch it on time, but I'm going to lift that up and just shimmy it up just so that it's right on top of the light blue, or the light teal, and it's going to be the perfect width. It should be about 3 inches in total. And there we go. This is coming together quite nicely. Here is the pocket. I was going to glue the whole thing, and I didn't know if I was going to tuck in a ball, so I only glued the bottom corner. And this is where it catches the ball when it falls down. When the toy falls, that's where you grab it from. And then here is the little coin slot. And we're going to just glue a piece of black scrap cardstock on there. I'm just going to glue it right on. Once it's slightly dried, I will just snip everything away. Use your scissors on an angle if you can, because then you'll get slightly under, and then you won't see the black coming around the edge. And then we'll just glue that right down to the right hand side. And now we can start paying for our toys that we won't win because these machines seem to be rigged. At least I've never been successful. So now that we have that button glued down, let's put our lever. This is how I figured I'll do it because it has this nice little outline. I'm just going to glue the backside, and then I will just put over top, holding it with my tweezers, and place it right on top of the different layers. And now I have my little lever. I decided to do white. I could have done the light pink, but I think the white is fine enough. I think you could also have done the dark turquoise or teal color. I'm just going to add a little bit of a height to this so that that lever is staying flush with level. It's just about 3 or 4 layers of scrap white cardstock that I've glued together and made a little cube. And I just tucked that right underneath that little ball handle so that you can't see it. And now let's trim off the acetate. I'm confident it is fully adhered. Look how cool this is. Now to make it really realistic, we're going to add the wire. This is that little cable that moves. It's attached and it kind of moves back and forth a little bit when you're moving that arm. And it just hangs there, just doing its thing. And then we'll put everything aside. And while that's all drying, let's start making the balls. I am going to make 4 different colors because each die will cut many shapes and I wanted to not waste as much as I could. So I cut 4 circles. There's a light teal, the medium teal, and then the light and medium pink. And then each time we put the top layer on, we're just going to go either darker or lighter depending on how it is. And this will create 4 balls. And I'm not wasting any. I think the only waste we have is the white because I didn't use any of the pieces except for that little center that we'll be using. And you can see the 4 on top there. So you don't have to do it this way, but at least if you want to have different colors, this is not wasting. And they do coordinate quite nicely. But essentially what you want is you want the lighter in the back and then a darker on the top. And then on the bottom, I will do either a dark or light and then the reverse. So we have a light pink on the bottom and then a darker pink that's very like a sliver. And there we go, there's all 4. And then let's multiply that and now we have 8 of them. And so I did that off camera just to speed things up. Now it is time to build our card. Grab a piece of your favorite pattern paper. In this case, this is not my favorite, but I like it a lot. And I think it's such a simple pattern and it doesn't take away from the busyness of this card. And I think it looks nice. It's nice and fresh and really helps accentuate. It helps make this machine stand out. And I did cut it to about 4 inches by 5 1/4. And this machine is going to be the full 5 1/2 height. So it's going to be kind of hanging over. It's going to be a little bit fun. So I have glued the claw on and I've glued one of the balls, but I'm going to grab a little bit of yellow sticky tape just so that it's stuck together because I don't trust that the little bit of glue was there. And we'll just make sure that that doesn't fall off. I mean, no one's going to see it. That's what I do. Do little tricks like that. And then you feel a little more confident that's not going to move. However, if someone were to shake that, it might move. So that's why I did not want to make it into a shaker card. If I did, I'd have to be more strategic in making sure things were glued down properly. So what I'm kind of doing now is I want to make sure this thing is filled with balls at the bottom, kind of having them hidden because they technically wouldn't be all on the top. They would be a little bit down further too. And I'm using the machine to guide myself to make sure that I'm positioning them in an appropriate way. I'm only going to use the 6 and we'll put 2 of them on the inside of this card. And there we go. This is such a fun die and it's actually quite fun to play. I just had some music playing while I was just cutting away, choosing the colors, and it was so much fun. And how it turned out, it's just fantastic. Because I have those balls layered, I do have a little bit of dimension now, so I decided to prop up the machine with some foam tape, and now it's sticking off the card a little bit more. It's not the 3D die that it could have been if we didn't stick it to a card, but it still has this fun effect, and you can see that shadow there, and really cool. Now I'm going to stamp this with my sentiment. It's going to be have a CLAWsome birthday, and I'm going to be free stamping this. I'm a little nervous, so I'm going to grab a piece of scrap paper and I'm going to practice a couple times. The first time it wasn't perfect, so let's try that one more time. And that's good. And then we'll try a fourth time or a third time and one more time for good measure. And I think I'm confident now that we can do this. And if not, we will just put a piece of paper inside to hide it and stamp it that way. It never hurts to try the freestyle. Now, my computer kind of glitched, so off camera, I did glue those 2 balls on the inside, and that is our card. I hope you enjoyed that. This was such a fun card to make. I never made a card like this before, but it is so much fun and very easy to work with. So until the next time, have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.